crack, cocaine, heroin, opioids, and alcohol. These substances have destroyed millions of lives globally. As we speak today, millions of lives are being destroyed, families torn apart. This documentary actually highlights the background of some of these individuals that we speak of. The individuals who they consider to have a pickled mindset. A mindset of which they can never turn off, which means every day is a battle against addiction, a battle to not touch the bottle, a battle to not touch the needle, a battle to not pop the next pill. This is Addiction Therapy, brought to you by RHD and Dakastudioz.
We welcome you to Addiction Therapy. This is episode 3. And right now, literally, this dude right here is one of the most focused individuals that I ever encountered. You know, when you look into his eyes, you can see he determined, and everything that he say, that he means from the bottom of his soul. Would you like to introduce yourself to the people?
My name is Matt, and I'm an addict.
Right, Matt, how long have you been an addict?
It's been since I was 8.
Since you was 8?
That's when it started. It's the first time I smoked weed. I've been drinking since then.
Oh, wow. So it was mainly weed and alcohol at the age of 8. When did you move on to the heavier kind of drugs?
I didn't start doing heroin until I was about 20.
20 years old.
So 10 years.
10 after doing the weed and the alcohol. By this time, what was your system like? Did it build up a tolerance?
Absolutely, definitely did. I was out drinking people in middle school because I was going to high school parties with my sister. And then in high school, I was out drinking people in high school because I was going to college parties.
Oh, wow. So you was one of them kids who basically was ahead of your time. You was advanced.
Yeah.
So your whole adolescence into your teenage years was just consumed with drug use and parties. So by the time you was 21, 22, what was your mindset by that time?
When I was 22, 21, I had worked 16-hour days, 7 days a week. And the dope just kind of kept me fueled to keep going.
So you was actually a functioning addict.
For about 3 to 4 years till my daughter was born.
Oh, wow. And what part of the city? Yeah. Homestead. And your daughter was born. At what age were you when she was born? 24. When she was born, did that slow you down from using?
It did for a little bit, and then it just kind of progressed after that. It got a lot worse.
So you were still doing the 16-hour shifts. You were still using and being a parent to your child.
Yeah, the best I could. But for the first 6 months of her life, I was a parent.
You was a parent. Oh, and then the drugs, it started taking over?
Yeah, well, I got 302. My mom 302'd me for some things that I said, and she wasn't aware of what I was actually doing. She just thought I was still smoking weed at that time. So she didn't know that I had a heroin problem.
And you was basically hiding it.
Yeah,
from them.
Yeah.
What about your daughter's mom? Did she know?
She did know when we first got together, and she thought I quit because I told her I did. She kind of believed me. And then a few years after that, when our daughter was born, she found out again that I was still using, and she kind of took my dope and started using as well.
Oh, so your daughter's mom started using also.
She was a little bit of a partier too, but so she didn't really do hard drugs. She drank and smoked weed. She did her coke here and there, but it wasn't she was a functioning.
Yeah. So she wasn't heavy into it.
No, not at all.
And what happened? Because I realized that you had some tragedy in your life, some hard things that happened. You know what I'm saying? In between this time with the drug use. You know?
I had a cousin that was murdered in 2007. She was shot in the back of the head by her boyfriend, her baby's dad.
Oh, that's crazy, fam. Like, I know that had to affect you in an ill way.
It definitely did, because me and her were actually really close. She'd always come pick me up from school, after school. She's a good influence, but she also wasn't the best.
But yeah, she was at least
She
there,
always
like a
wanted the
positive
best.
person in your life. So she's like an older sister somewhat, even though it's your cousin.
Yeah.
So how long did that affect you? Like after that happened, or does it still affect you till this day?
It still affects me, but that's one that I've like come to terms with and accepted that she's no longer here, but she's here.
Okay. So you said this is one that you came to terms with.
Yeah.
So is there something in your life that you haven't come to terms with yet, dealing with death?
I'm still dealing with the loss of my first daughter's mother.
So your first daughter's mother. So this is the basically the woman who gave you your first child, who was not using, that started using,
Correct.
that was functioning, but wasn't into the heavy stuff.
Right, until after our daughter was born.
So how old was your daughter when she passed?
She was 5.
5 years
It's been
old.
2 years, May 23rd. It was 2 years.
Oh wow, yeah, like that's heart wrenching right there.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with the loss of her and trying to stay sober? Like, how is that battle going?
I've been getting high ever since she died. So I didn't really start dealing with it till I got here. And when Mark was still here, he kind of helped me work on accepting that. And I'm still working.
You're still working on accepting it. So you say you were getting high up until you got here. So how long have you been with RHD?
I've been here for, I think it's 108 days now, 107.
Okay, so you got 107 sober days under your belt. Yeah, congratulations, fam. Like that's actually a great thing. You know what I mean? And my condolences, you know what I mean? Because dealing with death, like I realize grief is something that never really goes away. It's just something that we have to process when it comes down on us. You know what I mean? How's your relationship with your daughter? But she's 7 right now, right?
Yeah, she's 7.
Okay.
She knows who I am. She's starting to catch on to everything that's going on.
Okay.
The problem with what happened to her mother is that her, not my parents, but her mother's parents, her grandparents, told her that it was something that happened at the dentist's office. So like I got to kind of explain to her that it wasn't the dentist. Because she refuses to go to the dentist now.
Oh wow, yeah. So they gave her a phobia about the dentist. Yeah, I'm gonna pray for you when you have to deal with that, because that's gonna take a lot, fam. You know what I mean? But you have been building. You know what I'm saying? Your strength, your will, your mental, and your emotional stability in order to deal with that when you get out of here.
Absolutely.
So, what are some of the things that you have planned for when you get out of RHD?
I'm going to a 3/4 ounce.
Okay.
Getting a Vivitrol shot for the first time. Never did that before.
Oh, okay.
So I need to do something different. I'm going to continue to go to meetings and work steps with my sponsor.
Okay, so you really got a plan. You said the Vivitrol?
Yeah.
What is that? Does that like block? What is it?
Yeah, it's an opiate blocker. It
takes away the craving.
Yeah, it helps with the cravings, and it's, I hate to say it, but it's kind of a crutch, but maybe I need one.
I feel you know exactly what you need.
Right.
I could say I know that you know exactly what you need. And you said you haven't had a stretch of sobriety from like age 8 up until when you came to RHD.
Back in 2000, I think it was 18 to 19, I had a year clean. Well, 4 days shy of a year.
Okay, so you was almost there.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Like, what caused? Because this was after the death and everything, right?
That was before.
That was
so
before.
no, it was 17 to 18. 2017.
To 17 to 18.
Yeah, and I had a year, and then I went back out for a little bit. There really is no excuse. I just wanted to go. I wasn't working on anything. I wasn't changing. I was just going to work and living in 3/4 ounce.
So
Going to meetings.
So you went like about what, 360 days?
About
something about that. And you just decided you just wanted to get high. At least you're keeping it real with yourself and what you wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you want now though?
I know I never want to pick a needle up again. That's for sure. I got 2 girls now that need me. Because I hate to say it, but I'm unsure about the second one's mother too. So.
Oh, so you think the second daughter's mother?
I really don't know if she's getting high right now.
But your primary goal is to be in their lives.
Absolutely.
When you leave here, and yeah, you definitely earned it. You know, you put in the time, you put in the work, the sacrifice, the commitment, so you definitely deserve that opportunity to have them back in your life. You know, I saw a skateboard in your room, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. You nice on it?
Not as good as I once was.
Okay, but you like riding. Is it like a hobby or a love? Both.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely both.
Yeah, we might need some footage with you doing something, man.
We can do that.
We could do that. All right. Also, I heard you about that bike life.
I work on it. Yeah.
You work on them?
I mean, yeah, I ride them. I love riding motorcycles. It's another hobby and a love.
Oh, okay. And that's beautiful, man, because literally everybody needs something that they love to occupy their time, you know, when they outside into that world. And those are healthy habits right there. Riding a skateboard, you know what I mean? Riding your bike, even fixing your bike, because you're a mechanic also, right? Like, you know how to fix them up and all that?
I don't like to say mechanic.
Okay.
A tinkerer.
A tinkerer,
A tinkerer things.
Yeah, so we give you a bike that looks like a transformer or something like that. You could build it up into something that moves.
Absolutely, after some time. Yeah.
Okay. What you think about RHD, like this facility?
It's a lot different than a lot of the rehabs I've been to. You got a lot more space and time to work on yourself instead of having techs or counselors working on you for you.
Okay. So basically they're allowing you to dig into yourself to see instead of people telling you this is the way you take.
Right.
All right, the staff, they all right?
Yeah, I like the staff.
All right.
Staff's nice.
What about your community?
Community was great.
Great. Have some people that you met here.
Absolutely.
That could be part of your week.
But I'm gonna definitely keep in touch with them on the outside.
All right, that's what's up, Matt. You coin out today, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel, man? I mean, it's 107 days. Like, literally, how does it feel? You're about to be out of here.
See, I really don't know how it feels because I've had so many. I'm just anxious to get back to my recovery.
That's what's up. So you focus.
Yeah.
You focus. You know what you want. You put in the time. You committed to getting your life back. And I believe you're going to get it back. Literally. You know what I mean? Our people, like I said, one of the most focused individuals that I have met since I've been here. You know, and there's never no games with when he says something. And he's always been committed to his recovery. You know, Matt, I'll need you to give the people just a little bit about who you are. You know what I mean? What you plan to do with yourself, period. Not just when you leave here, but in life. You know what I mean? And we can exit out after that. Just share a little bit of who you are with the people.
I'm a construction worker. Don't feel like work when I'm at work because I like what I do. And I plan on somewhere in the future start my own painting company. That's really all I got about myself right now.
That's beautiful, fam. That's beautiful. This is a man who will have his family back. He definitely gonna have a year of sobriety. Now it's not gonna be 360 days. It's gonna be 365 days. You know, and he will be able to come back here and be a lighthouse to everyone who was looking up to him for the whole time he's been here. You know, anything else you want to share with the people?
No, good,
man.
Thanks.
I appreciate you, fam.
Appreciate you.
All right. This was another edition of Addiction Therapy, episode 3, with the most focused individual that I know in Pittsburgh, PA, Matt.
My man.
Right, my man.
A saw her photograph ran in my mind, and it was so nice because it was